Hey everyone, this is J7Jace, bringing you a Final Fantasy Tactics element tier list video. So the 8 elements of this game, or the affinities, are Fire, Ice, Lightning, Wind, Holy, Dark, Water, and Earth. So pretty much I'm going to be going over how readily available or great they are in like most of the maps. I'm going to go over their strengths and weaknesses, how good overall they're going to be in late and early game, and all that stuff. With all that being said, let's get started. Now, I'm going to begin with Fire. This is like the most common elemental affinity in the game, and it's really great for the most part. You know, you're going to be enjoying extra damage versus blue dragons, reavers, treants, skeletons, and ghosts. However, you're going to do less damage when there's like heavy rain and thunderstorms. You're going to deal 25% less. And of course, bombs and red dragons absorb it as well. But because you're going to see it as soon as you get Black Mage, and it's still going to hold up for the mid and the late game, it's going to be great. I'm going to put it in S tier. Like, you're going to really enjoy Fire. There's a few monsters where, you know, you're going to have them absorb it, but other than that, that's pretty much it. You're going to be enjoying the bonus, and I love the way it looks. So Fire is there. I'm going to skip around to the element of Earth. I actually think as an element itself, it's very, very good, but there's really not that many abilities you're going to see from Earth. Most of the time, you're just going to see it from Earth Slash or Shockwave from the Monk and Tremor from the Geomancer, but it depends on the terrain of the map, you know what I mean? Like Rafa and Merrick, they're Heaven Knight or Hell Knight or Netherseer or Skyseer. You're going to see it with their Divinity or Impiety, but there's just better things from it. And you can't use Earth versus things that float like the bombs, but you're going to see some nice damage versus the Cat Panthers and the Birds. But because you're not really going to be seeing Earth too much, I'm going to put it in B. Like, Shockwave is amazing, but you're going to be limited with terrain or elevation, and the Geomancers as well. So, just based on those abilities, it's B. And I'm going to move on to the element of Water here. So, it's nice. You're going to do extra damage to the bombs, so the fire. Nothing really nullifies it. I know the Squid family absorbs water, but you're not going to be seeing these abilities too often at all. Like Leviathan, I think there are better summons. Horn from the Geomancer, you're limited by terrain. Even with Maelstrom from Rafa and Merrick, you might as well just use their first 2 skills, as they can do just as much damage. I know the water one's a little bit stronger, but has slower CT. Like, you're not going to be getting it off as fast. So with water, yeah, you're going to do more damage to certain things, the cow dudes. But it's just C. Like, there are much better element and abilities, in my opinion. And with that being said, we're going to move on to the element of Holy. So there's really not many Holy elemental abilities. It's pretty much Holy from the White Major Priest and Holy Breath from Raze. So on the PS1, Holy Breath is kind of not good because it's 2 RNG, but on War of the Lions, it's a lot better. And even though it's more of a late game kind of a thing, Holy just does so much damage. Combine that with Arithmetics, you're gonna blow everything up. And even without it, Holy Breath is amazing. So to me, Holy is the S+ element. Like, you're gonna deal more damage to the skeletons and ghosts. Probably don't even really need that boost to even one-hit KO them. Like, the only thing that's straight up immune to Holy are, of course, the Ultima and Archaic Demons. And of course, if someone has Excalibur or something on, so in some Rendezvous. But other than that, Holy is just amazing. It's so destructive. Like, you're limited in its, you know, availability for the most part, but some weapons grant it, you know, like Excalibur. I think it's S+ personally. Let me know if you disagree on that. They're like, oh, in the early game, you don't have Holy, so depends on how you argue or look at it. Now, for me, Lightning to me, this is also another S plus element. While you're really only going to be doing extra damage to things like the Mind Flayer squids, which are really easy to kill, and you can do extra damage to the automatons or constructs like, Worker 7 or Construct 7, the things in the Garden Temple, Gungnir, the spear is lightning elemental. You're also going to do 25% more damage when there's thunderstorms, which maybe you won't even see throughout your playthrough. And not many things really nullify or absorb lightning. So I really like that. It's available as soon as you get Black Mage. So I really do like lightning. And then, Blaster, the lightning magic gun, also the best one in my opinion. So I think lightning deserves that S plus to me. Now, ice, I do want to put this, I want to say an A, because it's good versus goblins, but goblins are already they're kind of weak enemies. The black goblin, sometimes the spin fist can really get you, and it's gonna do bonus damage to like the floating eyes or the Arimens, the Mobros, and the Hydras. But by that time, when you're already seeing Mobros and Hydras, you might as well use other elements, in my opinion. And you're going to do a bit more damage when it's in heavy snowstorms. The only time we're going to be seeing that is in the Beowulf side quests, at Golan. So you really don't need that much information, or you don't really need to know that, you know what I mean? So to me, ice is A. Like, these are all very solid. They're more limited by their abilities, like the abilities that are elemental, in my opinion. So to me, with dark, no one's really weak to it. No one's weak to it. You don't get bonus damage from it. And there's really not that many dark abilities. It's like Lich or Rich if you're on the PS1 version. The War of the Lions, Dark Knights, Unholy Sacrifice, the Unholy Darkness from Sorcerer, Clishan. We can't even use Unholy Darkness. And of course, the Fell Swords from the Dark Knight, only exclusive to War of the Lions. So Dark, you're not really going to be wanting to use those abilities, in my opinion, for the most part. They're just better things. And the skeletons and ghosts, they're going to heal or absorb from it. And it's really not readily available. So to me, I think Dark is like C. Like, you can make things work. You can defeat enemies. You can defeat the Lost Boss. But I think the other elements are just better. And I think Dark just pales in comparison. Like Fell Swords, the Night Sword. Now, Wind, also, it's really not that common at all. Like, you're going to see it from, like, Twister, Geomancer's Wind Slash, and Wind Slash Bow and Air Knife. Like, that's about it. It's good against the Hydras. Rafa and Merrick's. Yeah, Wind. The thing is, yeah, it's good against Hydras, but you might as well just use something like a regular ability, like, Sanguine Sword, or her Judgment Blade, or, Hallowed Bolt, Lightning Stab, or just Arithmetic's Holy. There are much better ways to go after these Hydras, in my opinion, than using the element of their weakness. So, again, this was just my Final Fantasy Tactics Elemental tier list of what I think are the better elements and the weaker ones. But again, they can deal more than enough damage. But I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. I will have a more detailed, in-depth elemental mechanics video coming out in a few days. So, like always, if you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. Take care, and all the best to you.